I already know what you guys are thinking. Dustin, this is not Universal Studios Florida. And you're right, I'm in LA. But Jake's in Orlando. He has a great vlog for you guys today. So enjoy the updates from Orlando. Bye guys.
Good afternoon, Sark Squad. Jake here at the Universal Orlando Resort. I'm back. It's been a long time actually. I went to France and then I went to Southeast Alaska, but I'm back here at Universal Orlando. I want to check out everything that is new. Always gotta love that Universal Studios Florida entrance music. Right off the rip here, our first update. The turnstiles on the left-hand side of the entrance have reopened. They completely demolished the structure and rebuilt it from the ground up, revealing the one on the left and the one on the right, both brand new. As we enter Production Central, now it's called Minions Land, they have new park maps. They advertise the grand opening of VillainCon Minion Blast. Now there's some really interesting things on this new park map. First of all, as you enter the park, Production Central is gone, replaced with Minion Land. And now, as we could see in a very strange turn of events, the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, which is next to Minion Mayhem and was previously in Production Central, is now listed in New York. What is that? Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket in New York? Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket and the Transformers ride moved from Production Central into the New York area of the park. Right here at the main entrance, we have our first look at Halloween Horror Nights construction. This is part of Dr. Oddfellow's Carnival Scare Zone. I'm looking here, we have a truss rig with 1, 2, 3, 4 moving head spotlights on it, and a few of what look like Source 4 lights. There's 3 of them, 3 of the Source 4s. Now the Source 4s, usually you could put gobos in them or gels to create a solid color or a pattern. And these look like they'll be aiming down on the street. Now, another interesting thing to look at this is they have handrails up here, which leads me to believe that they're going to be putting actors or performers up there on top of this truss. Because otherwise, I mean, if you just had a standard roof, there'd be no need to have those handrails. But those handrails lead me to believe that we're going to see actors up there barking down at guests as they walk into Halloween Horror Nights. To give you guys a layout of the land, we have the turnstile back here, the first scare zone, Minion Land right here, and then the new Universal Universe store, which is right here on the corner of Hollywood and Production Central, and it has this huge facade that looks like, I don't know, it looks like a bunch of movie artwork. Pretty cool looking, actually. We have Shrek. I think Shrek has maybe reached the era of being considered a classic. I'm not sure, but there's Shrek. We have The Office next to it. Back to the Future. Pretty cool. Let's go check out the inside of this store. Now, this is actually the second Universal Universe store. The first one is at City Walk in Hollywood. All right. Now, this previously was the Hello Kitty and Betty Boop store. Now it's Universal Universe. Look at that, E.T. They have some pretty cool merchandise here. These shirts here are taking it way back to the very early days of Universal Pictures with Felix the Cat. He was one of the first popular animated cartoon characters of all time. Felix Tennis Club, serving since 1919. They have a lot of Felix the Cat merchandise. Pretty cool looking hoodie right here. And then a bucket hat, if you're into that, bucket hats. You can see over here that the Universal Universe kind of impedes into the Betty Boop side of the store. We have lots of Jaws merchandise. Check this out. A Bite Me hat. Wow. A little bit edgy. Then they have this really cool purse. Let's take a look. Jaws. Goes for $80. Pretty cool looking. You know, I actually bought this one right here for my sister when I was in Hollywood a few weeks ago. And now they sell it in Orlando. Wow. I'm a sucker for like cool button-down shirts. And check this one out. It has Japanese on it. It's a Japanese Jaws shirt. Does not get much cooler than that, folks. This whole thing here was all Hello Kitty themed just a few months ago. Now, nothing really. It's been taken over by generic Universal Studios merchandise. But look, there's a little Hello Kitty spot left here in the store. What was once an entire store is now condensed down to just 2 rooms. Look at that. Hardly any Hello Kitty left. You know, I got some words for Hello Kitty right here. She took away our Lucy attraction. We had a Lucy-themed museum here, and it went away for this Hello Kitty store. And now, 6 years later, the Hello Kitty store is mostly gone, replaced with generic merchandise and a small section of the Universal universe. We once had a Lucy museum. How incredible is that? As we enter the Hollywood section of the park, prep is well underway on the Dark Zodiac Scare Zone. That'll be featured in the Hollywood portion of the park. And now what's really cool is that all of these zones are tied into this year's event icon, Dr. Oddfellow. Now, if you don't know, Dr. Oddfellow, he ran the circus that Jack the Clown was in. And then Jack the Clown got really mad at him and he killed him. That's a little bit of that Halloween Horror Nights backstory. But now Dr. Oddfellow is here. We have an event themed around him. And all the scare zones tie into Dr. Oddfellow. So we got the Born Stuntacular, and right outside of it is the Dark Zodiac Zone. They have really cool props. Look at these. They look like aged metal almost. Look like rusted steel figures. Pretty cool. And then we have steps on the side, so it looks like actors will be able to come up the steps here and do some sort of presentation on these little stages that they have going on. Maybe, just maybe, the actor will stand on this platform, but that might be a liability issue. I guess we will find out in just a few weeks. There's less than a month until Halloween Horror Nights starts, and it is absolutely crazy because every year when Horror Nights ends, I look at my friends and I say, you know what? Horror Nights is going to be back before you know it. It comes so quick, and it's kind of sad just how fast the time goes between each year because, like, it comes so quick. We're already back. It's already another fall season. It's quickly approaching. They have some new Halloween Horror Nights merchandise, and this time it's for The Exorcist. Let's take a look. Check this out. The Exorcist Believer. It's for a haunted house themed after the new Exorcist movie. Pretty cool shirts. I mean, to be honest, I would not buy this or wear this. I think it's a little bit too forward on the design. I like my shirts with like a logo on the left chest, but not all this. It is pretty cool looking though. I do like how the colors pop. And they have little, what are these, rocks glasses for cocktails? Pretty cool little rocks glasses for cocktails here. The Jurassic Park tribute store is still open, but apparently it's closing in the end of August, which I am very sad about because we thought that it was going to be open during Halloween Horror Nights, but lo and behold, it's closing. So let's go check out the making of Jurassic Park one final time. Now, even before we go in, I gotta love and appreciate this vintage studio theming. Look at that. It's themed to like a classic movie studio, old school Universal Studios Florida at its finest. We're entering the pre-production offices room, Los Angeles, 1991. This is one of my favorite areas in the whole store. They present these styles of animation. They have like a little miniature area set up over there. And now what's so cool about the store, it's almost like an edutainment retro Epcot style attraction. Like they have all these pieces of paper everywhere that guide you through how the film was made, so you're having fun while learning something in the tribute store. It's like a museum about Jurassic Park, and you're learning in a fun way. We are entering Soundstage 28. If anyone knows what Soundstage 28 is, let me know in the comments, because it must have some sort of historical significance. Now the soundstage store over here for stage 28 is actually painted in the same color scheme as the sound stages over at Universal Studios Hollywood. Pretty cool. Alrighty folks, we are leaving the Hollywood section of the park and we are quickly approaching the Central Park area, which is home to another Halloween Horror Nights scare zone called Jungles of Doom. And now, little do people know that Jungles of Doom is themed after an old Halloween Horror Nights house that was located at Islands of Adventure in the Triceratops Encounter queue. So in the early 2000s, they did Horror Nights at Iowa, and they did a haunted house inside of the Triceratops Encounter attraction. So Jungles of Doom walked you through an actual jungle, because I mean, Triceratops Encounter was set in like a Central Florida jungle. There were trees all around you. You walked on the sidewalk, and now the house was not well received. So this is the second taking of Jungle of Doom, and this time it's going to be a scare zone instead of a haunted house. This is very interesting. The park Starbucks has temporarily been relocated to Cafe La Bamba as they refurbish the main Starbucks location. So let's take a look. It's very temporary. Look at this. They have the queue set up in what is usually dining space, and then the Starbucks is over there in part of the restaurant's dining room. But as we head back outside, we can see Jungle of Doom. We got some moving spotlights up there, vines hanging between these trusses, and then this huge set piece. Look at this set piece. It's highly detailed, has lots of moss on it, some stonework, and then we enter the scare zone. And this will be pretty cool. It's using the Central Park area to its advantage with the covered trees. We have a crashed airplane, which I'm curious to see how they theme this, because right now we just have the airplane with the truss sticking out from the bottom, but I imagine this will be covered in bushes and whatnot. Ah, we have a fog machine right here. Very exciting. Look at this. Great place, great establishment. They have these ginormous bats hanging from the vines. Look at those guys, they're huge. Here's a better look. This shows you the scale of the bats. They're still pretty large and they're high up above the ground. Pretty cool. I'm excited to see this scare zone when it's in full force. Alrighty folks, we've reached a very interesting section of the park right now. We are in what was once Woody Woodpecker's Kidzone. Right here we have animal actors, and over there we have SpongeBob SquarePants and E.T. Adventure. The flags from Woody Woodpecker's Kidzone still fly high, and on the park maps this area is still titled Woody Woodpecker's Kidzone. And actually we can still hear the Fievel's Playland area music coming out of the speakers over here. So now this brings me to a big question. When DreamWorks Land opens back here, what are they going to call this area? We're going to be stuck with like another kind of weird situation, like how Rip Ride Rockit and Transformers are now basically landless. Like, what are they going to call animal actors and E.T. and SpongeBob? Hollywood? Are they going to make a new land? Are we going to have Kidzone and then a subheader as DreamWorks Land? We don't know. I mean, maybe they'll do like how they did it with Woody Woodpecker. We'll have DreamWorks Kidzone, then under that we'll have E.T. Adventure, Animal Actors, Shrek Swamp. Who knows? But what do you guys think? I'm really curious to see how this pans out. But boy, oh boy, look at this. we have Shrek Swamp rising from the ashes of Fievel's Playland. And now as we walk through here, we get a all new look at Kidzone as they are redoing this entire area. This is crazy cool to see. This is Shrek Swamp, and it's being built directly in front of the ET Adventure entrance. So from what we've seen on Twitter from our friend Alicia Stella from Orlando Park Stop, we are led to believe, now this is just a rumor, but we are led to believe that they're gonna make a arch somewhere over here that'll have the entrance ET, then an arch on the left-hand side that'll have an entrance to DreamWorks land. So there'll be 2 arches, one leading to DreamWorks and one leading to ET. This area has been greatly opened up. There used to be a planter here with little benches around it. Now it's nice and wide open. It really helps with the crowd control. And this is a huge change here at the exit to ET. You used to have to exit through the gift shop, but they redid all of these planters here. Now you are free to just leave ET and walk away into the park without venturing into ET's toy closet. Pretty crazy that you do not have to exit through the gift shop anymore. But while we're here, let's go check out ET's toy closet. Lots of cool ET stuffed animals and shirts. And of course, they play the iconic soundtrack. This is amazing. Look at all the ETs staring out at the guests as they walk by. Right here we get a closer look at Shrek Swamp going up. Now this steel here could easily be covered in rock work or any sort of theming that they'd like. And then back there we have Woody Woodpecker, which will most likely be rethemed into the Troller Coaster, a Trolls themed ride. Right now we got a great look at the former Woody Woodpecker coaster. According to the rumors, now note this is not confirmed, this should just be rethemed into a Trolls themed roller coaster. It is blazing hot out here. I mean, ridiculously hot, and it just makes me appreciate those 2 weeks that I spent in Southeast Alaska. The weather was beautiful. I mean, just magnificent. It was like 65, 70 degrees. 70 was like the top, and we were looking at glaciers, whales, sightseeing. It was spectacular. Over here in Springfield, all these construction walls around the entrance to the Simpsons ride are gone. This is amazing to see. And they removed the remnants of the closed Sledgehammer game. Those were here for years. I mean, it just made like a roadblock. So this is nice and open, and it looks really good. Now this will be great for Halloween Horror Nights because there's just no obstacles in the roadway anymore. Let's take a quick look inside of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in Diagon Alley. All right, here we are. Stunning view, stunning view. Now we don't come in here too often, but word on the street is there's gonna be a Halloween Horror Nights scare zone in here themed to the Death Eaters. Here we get a nice look at some of these props that are set up for the rumored Death Eaters scare zone. And now we've had the Death Eaters in the past at Islands of Adventure, so I mean, these props look quite similar to what they used to have there. So that should be pretty cool. And they'll be running around scaring guests throughout the evening, allegedly. And now besides those props, we also have these props over here, and inside I can see some LED lights. Entering San Francisco, we can see the setup for what's gonna be the Peacock Halloween Bar, themed to NBC's Peacock streaming service. And they have quite the setup going on here. Lots of truss everywhere, so this should be pretty unique and interesting. And as we enter San Francisco, we're going into what will be Shipyard 32 Scare Zone. But that's not the only new thing here in San Francisco. We also have a brand new, drumroll please, snack stand. Right back there, a new snack stand has been installed. And it's nice and bright orange. So I've noticed they've been replacing all of the snack stands around the park, just as part of like general park-wide improvements. Now looking at the scare zone, we have lots of truss, lots of lights up there, and speakers too. So this one will be exciting to see. Over here we have a interesting angled truss. I wonder what that'll be used for. We'll find out. As far as props go, we have this cage right here. And we have this crate. Wow, very nice crate. But let's continue into New York. Right now we have a good look at the Universal Studios Florida Lagoon, where a new nighttime lagoon show is being prepared to come out next summer. Zooming in here, we can see some orange and yellow buoys scattered around the water, showing placement of where certain things will need to go for this new show. This box right here has a laser inside of it for the old nighttime show, and I could still hear the fan running, so the laser's still in there. I can imagine it might be reused. And then these boxes here, they house projectors, and the boxes are still standing, so we'll see. Maybe those projections will return in the new show. Another rumor that we've heard, and now this is purely a rumor, is that this new show might use drones in it. So that'll be really cool to see if we get drones flying high above Universal Studios Florida in the brand new nighttime show. As we come into New York, we are entering the Vamp Scare Zone. And on the left-hand side, we can see Starbucks that is closed for refurbishment and has a sign outside that says, "Please pardon our dust." Starbucks has temporarily relocated to Cafe La Bamba. And we saw that earlier. But now we're here in New York, and we're gonna see just what they're planning for Horror Nights. And first things first, I see these lights high above the streets. These are string lights. And looking at them, they have some pretty big bulbs. They're definitely bigger than like your C9 Christmas lights. There's some large bulbs, so it should make for a nice look at night. And over here we have a tent. And this tent is actually not a tent. I'm mistaken. It's a wooden structure here. We could see the wooden beams here and the fog machine and some sort of artwork that is being covered up, and the Halloween Horror Nights sign. Now a nice little touch that they have is they have these banners here advertising their fictional music festival, Summer Music Fest 69. So that's what this zone is themed to, and it is very cool. 1969. Check out this bus. It's very, very groovy. There's another one of those structures here made out of wood, and it's currently in its tent hiding mode. It's in disguise. It's in disguise in the daytime before they reveal all the theming for Horror Nights. Now over here we have the main festival stage, which is very cool looking, and we have two lighting trusses, one here and one on the other side. And these lighting trusses use old school can style lights to fit that theming. Look at that. Now looking at these, they do have connections to them, so maybe they'll be attached to a dimmer rack, and maybe they'll work. That'll be cool. And then we have a spotlight operator up here pointing at this stage, Music Fest 69. We have some fellow Universal fans looking at all the props, snagging photos, if you know what outlet they're from. Let's say hello to those guys. But anyway, Music Fest 69, looking really nice. We have more of those lighting fixtures here, some instruments on the stage. It's beautiful. I love it. The Red Coconut Club, they have these truss pieces outside while they're converting it into the Dead Coconut Club for Halloween. We'd also see some truss up here on the balcony. And this is exciting. This means Halloween is coming soon. The Red Coconut Club is undergoing its seasonal refurbishment into the Dead Coconut. If you guys didn't make it out here last year, the Dead Coconut is really an awesome spot to come have a few cocktails before or after Halloween Horror Nights. They open at around 4 or 5 p.m. every day, and they have a DJ in the later hours of the evening. And then in the earlier hours, like 5 to maybe 9, they have live music and background music. So there's two different vibes. You have the dance party scene towards the end of the evening, and in the beginning of the night, you have that live, laid-back atmosphere. But great spot right here at the Red Coconut, and it'll be highly themed, and it'll be titled the Dead Coconut Club, not the Red Coconut, the Dead Coconut. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed our lap around Universal Studios Florida. Today's actually my sister's birthday, and we rented a mobile hibachi to come to our house and put on a little dinner show for us. So that's going to conclude this evening's tour of Universal Studios Florida. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you here next time at the Theme Park Shark. Thanks for watching.